What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Health Facts podcast. My name is Leon.
And I'm Jess. And here we talk about all things health and fitness and giving you the best tips to achieving your goals.
So, hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Let's get into it. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks so much for listening to our last episode and for joining us today. And if you're watching this on YouTube, yes, I blend into the couch.
I don't. I stand out. You got no pants on. Anyway, for the podcast listeners, let's get into this. So,
Cool.
Topic of the day?
So today we want to talk about progress tracking, realistic results, and also expectations.
Yeah, so this is starting your fitness journey. So what to expect were realistic results that are going to happen, not things that we talked about it a little bit when we did the SMART goals.
Yeah.
Like to have achievable goals, something realistic. So we'll start off with progress tracking. So once you guys are starting your fitness journeys, a lot of people only use the scales to track their weights, to track their progress, which it's a good tool to use to track how your weight is going, but it doesn't tell you what is actually progressing. It's just that's all your fluids, all your organs, bones, muscles, everything. Even if you are trying to lose weight, you're actually trying to lose body fat, like reduce your body fat.
Yeah.
It's not weight. People don't really care what they weigh when they understand this, but yeah, it comes down to reducing body fat is the main goal. So using your scales isn't just the best way to track your progress. You've got measurements, you've got progress pictures, you've got performance ways to track them. So what we do with our clients, we do every 3 months, we do measurements. So I just take measurements from arms, waist and hips, and sometimes from their legs as well, because that's where your body's going to change the most. So doing that, just say imagine you start at the gym right now. You're my example.
Yeah.
You've been training for, just say, a month. You're eating right, you're training properly, everything's going well. And in a month's time when we redo all your measurement, if we retrack your weight and you haven't changed on the scale, if you haven't lost any weight, but you've gotten stronger, your clothes are fitting loosely and you've got more energy, even though people know this and they can feel that happening, if the scale hasn't moved, they'll feel upset about their progress, like they haven't gone anywhere.
It's definitely something I didn't know when I first started out.
People associate the scales
industry
with all of their progress.
Yeah.
But you can lose a lot of body fat and gain muscle as well. And so your weight might not even change after a month because you've been that transition to muscle gain and fat loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we need to talk about with progress tracking. There's a lot more that goes into it than just what your body weight is, total body weight.
There are a lot of scales coming out as well. They're called digital scales that actually give you a rough estimate of your all-round body weight.
Yeah.
So it includes your muscle mass and body fat, and those kind of statistics
how much fluid and like bone mass and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right, it is just an estimate. It's not like something to 100% go off.
Yeah.
But if you're going to use scales, those ones are a bit better. They're a bit more in depth and they give you a bit more insight to what's happening in your body, not just your total weight.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people fixate on that number that they see on a normal scale as well, because it's not really talked about openly to everyone, especially those people who are just starting out on their fitness journeys.
Yeah.
They see that number and think that is everything. That's their total fat and they need to drop it by 5 kilos.
But that's exactly right. It's not even their fat, it's their entire body weight.
Yeah.
It takes into account everything.
Yeah, it turns into almost an obsession.
Yeah, it does.
So it's really important to be careful around what scales you use and just remember that it's not taking into account like your body fat,
like what's actually
water
happening
and everything. Yeah.
So that's why taking measurements is so important too, because if you're losing weight, as in reducing your body fat, it's going to be seen more through your measurements. Like if your waist circumference is going down, if your legs and arms are going down, or if you're trying to gain muscle, obviously they're going to go up, or whichever way. But just showing that you guys need to track it differently, not just using the scales.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had clients that have come in literally like a month to 3 months later. We've retested what we did on the first day, and first thing we do is the scales. and the scales have not changed one bit. Like they're the exact same weight.
Yep.
So a month after, and then we do all the measurements again, and they've lost weight from their hips and their waist and their arms, and they know they've got stronger, and their energy levels are up, and their performance is a lot better.
Yeah.
And then that's like, I love when that happens, so I can show them what I mean when we're talking about this.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
It's actual proof that the scales mean nothing. It's just another tool to see what your overall body weight is.
Yeah. It's general shock when they realize that.
Yeah.
How much the scales don't take into account.
And I've done it before, like if you're trying to reduce body fat and you're looking at the scale and it's only going down a tiny little bit, you're like, oh, I've been putting in all this work. But you need to remember the scales just show you only like your whole weight.
Yeah.
It doesn't show the progress that you're actually making. That's why progress photos are another important thing too.
Yeah, that was my next point. Yeah, progress photos, we've seen them on Instagram.
Yeah, some of them are heavily faked as well. So
yeah, you don't have to take it to post it.
No, but just for your own records. Take it
for yourself, yeah.
Because you're going to know, like, obviously, I'm sure this is a good example for everyone. You might even, or everyone else, when you don't see friends or family for a long time, and you don't realize the progress you're making because you see yourself every day, and they're the ones that notice more. Like people at your work or people you like, aunties and family you haven't seen for months.
Yeah.
They realize your progress more than you. So that's why taking progress photos, you can compare like over the months, because a lot of the time you see yourself every single day. You can't tell the changes that are happening.
Exactly.
So progress photos are an important way to track as well.
Yeah. And another tool that you can use to track your progress is actually journaling, because your fitness journey is not just about your physical look. It's also about your mental and how you're feeling, your energy levels. So keeping a diary, even if it's one of those weekly diaries, and you can write in how you're feeling every day, or every week, how at the end of the week, look back and write down how you're feeling, how you're tracking mentally, and also your energy levels as well.
And this is going to be helpful for like when you start dieting and reducing your calories and the training programs that you start doing. If you're tracking your energy levels and the way you feel and the way you're recovering and your sleep and everything, you can start to see the trends in what programs you're doing. So sometimes your schedule might be too intense, like you're training too hard if you're always too sore and you can't sleep properly, or if you have no energy and you're struggling to recover. It shows that maybe you're not eating enough food, but tracking this stuff helps you realize that. Yeah. So tracking how you feel each day, your energy levels, how much you're sleeping, how your performance was in the gym. Like if your weights are if you're struggling to do what you did the previous week, like it feels a lot harder to do lighter weights, then something's going wrong. You need some more rest, or you need to like reevaluate what's happening. Yeah.
And it's also a useful tool to bring to your trainer as well.
Yeah.
Just to show how you're going, and they can see like what you need to improve on, and
what we can help more with.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got some clients that track their sleep as well.
Yep.
Which we do it just from our watches.
Yeah.
But it's not really a thing that we go out of our way to do. We just check up on it because it tracks it while we sleep. But some of them actually write it down and make sure they're getting enough so they can recover properly too.
Yeah, that's definitely important.
Yeah. Which I need to do a bit more as well.
Yeah. So next we'll talk about realistic results.
Yeah, a bit more on what we talked about last time. We'll go into it a bit deeper with being realistic.
So training towards a specific goal shouldn't be about the short-term quick fix. It should always be about your long-term progress, long-term lifestyle change.
Yeah. A good way to think about it is your long-term, if you set up like your whole life and you've just got little milestones along the way, and they're different goals that you're going to reach.
Yeah.
It's not one goal you're reaching, and then you're just going to quit. And once you reach it, you're done.
No.
Because that's not how people think. They don't think anything after they reach their goal. When you reach that first goal, that's a milestone you've just ticked off.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get there, you're going to have other things you want to work on as well. So then you can work on moving towards the next one and the next one, and becoming better throughout each phase.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess with realistic results, like you can't expect to lose all the weight that you want to lose in 30 days and then just that's it. That's the end of it.
And then maintain it forever.
Yeah, because once that 30 days is up and you're like, all right, yep, I'm done. You're going to easily put that weight back on because you're not maintaining it.
Your body is more primed to put that weight on in half the time that it took to lose it.
Yeah.
Because of how your body likes to be in a certain balance. And obviously, your body's used to being the way it is now. If you lose weight along this journey, your body will try and get back to that point because that's where it was comfortable.
Yeah.
So maintaining that weight is hard enough after you've reached that. And then once that becomes a new level, then you can look to do the next thing.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, it's in different little phases that you have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it also takes 30 days to actually build a habit and build a solid routine.
Yeah, that's why we talk about consistency so much.
Yeah.
And repeating it.
Because from day one, you're going to be trying new things. You're also going to be failing, and that's completely normal. It's all about adjusting along the way, adjusting your routines, adjusting your habits, adjusting things that aren't working for you.
That's where the journal comes in handy.
Yeah, exactly. Adding things that might be working for you better than other things. So yeah, that first 30 days is all about adjusting and just creating those habits to develop a routine.
It is the hardest part too, but it needs to be done because these aren't natural habits for you that you're trying to create. It's something new. Your brain isn't used to doing it. It's not, you're not in the position to repeat it without thinking about it yet. So you have to put that work in and be consistent with it. So then it becomes second nature. Yeah. But after those 30 days, after you've done this for even a few months at a time, like you get more and more used to doing it. So you don't have to think about it.
Yeah. And that's why when you see those 30-day quick fixes or 30-day diets, lose 10 kilos, lose 10 kilos in 30 days or whatever it might be. They're not sustainable. No. They don't work.
They're not teaching you anything either.
No.
And you might get to that, but then, like we're saying, what happens after that?
Yeah.
You didn't learn how to maintain that weight or how to get there. You've just followed what someone's told you, which a lot of the times is like a crazy crash diet that restricts everything. So you can't maintain that after the 30 days anyway, because it's just too much.
Yeah.
Then if a lot of people put on more weight than what they lost in the next few days after, not few days, next few weeks leading after that.
Yeah. And we can talk about that topic in a whole another podcast, and I think we have talked about that topic in one of our previous podcasts. We might have to
revisit it anyway.
Yeah, it is a big topic, and it is important that you understand what is part of these diet crash courses or these quick fixes.
It's very misleading, and if not anything, it's unhealthy as well to do that. But it would be great, obviously, losing 10 kilos in 30 days, but it's not a realistic long-term thing that's going to be good for your health anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to expectations.
Yeah.
So
it ties in pretty much with that one.
Yeah, it does. When starting out, we find that a lot of people have high expectations, like, oh, I need to lose those 10 kilos by this date, which is fine. But when you're starting out, you don't know how your body is going to react to exercising, especially if it's the first time you're starting out exercising.
And you don't know what you're capable of and what is actually possible.
So having those higher expectations, you're more likely to be disappointed, depending on how your body's going to react.
Another thing is, tying into what we just talked about, high expectations can come from people that have already lost a lot of weight and you expect to do what they've done.
Yeah.
So just say, for the same example we're using, if you want to lose 10 kilos, someone you know might have gone and done that in 30 days. And you're like, oh, well, they did it, so I want to do it. Why can't I do it? So the first few days of or even weeks of your journey you're expecting that. And if it's not going your way, you feel like it's your fault, like you're not doing it properly or you're not following what you're supposed to. But you don't know what this person's gone through. They might have done these 30-day crazy crash diet things, and they might have actually lost 10 kilos in 30 days. But if you look at them in the next 30 days, they might be twice the size of what they were because what we just said, they didn't learn anything. They restricted too much. They didn't learn how to maintain it if they were going to reach that as well.
Yeah.
So you can't be comparing yourself to other people because that's where expectations come from.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at other people, you compare yourself, and you expect to do the same progress as them.
Yeah, and you also don't know what their environment's like.
No.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what they've been through. So when you start out, give it a couple weeks before you give yourself high expectations, because you're going to adjust that routine and adjust those habits.
Obviously, you have goals that you're working towards, but don't expect to come out and just be smashing it from the day one.
Yeah,
Your body needs to adapt a little bit. You have to get into the routine and be consistent with it. And that's what's going to, like we always say, that's what's going to get you there. But don't have your expectations too high. Not because you won't reach it, but because you don't know what's realistic yet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we're not here to put like a downer on your goals or anything.
It's just all about being realistic and showing how long, like, because this takes a long time.
Yeah.
Long-term consistency.
And it's about looking at the long term, how you want to feel for the rest of your life, pretty much. It's not the short term quick fix that you're going to give up in 30 days and then go back to how you were.
Yeah.
You want to feel that healthy lifestyle, live that healthy lifestyle, feel good about yourself, and forever. Be confident, have high energy. Yeah. Be able to do things on the weekend with your kids if that's something that you're working towards. Yeah, for the rest of your life. That's
why, yes, it will be good to achieve these things as soon as possible and get all this stuff done very fast, but it's not realistic and it's not going to happen. So look at your whole lifespan and think about, all right, I'm going to reach this first goal, I'm going to tick that off, then I'm going to work to the next one, tick that off, and you're not going to get all this done straight away. It's going to be a long process. It's going to be harder than what you think it's going to be, but once you get those consistent routines in, like we talked about last time, that's what's going to allow you to continue to do that, and then you'll learn what you're capable of. After training for a few months or even years, you'll know how your body will adapt and how much you can lose in a certain time or how much you can gain or what you're capable of. So then it becomes a bit more realistic with the way you think about what can happen. But at first, you really need to be mindful of how much you don't know and how much will not go wrong, but what you need to learn to put everything into process so you can reach these goals.
Yeah.
Instead of expecting it all to fall together so simply and so quick.
Yeah. And it is an exciting journey. You're making a lifestyle change.
Yeah. Once you're reaching those milestones as well, it's a good feeling to tick off these little goals and then work on to the next one. Yeah.
And especially helps to have a training buddy or a community of people that support you as well.
Yeah, people that are going through the same thing.
Yeah, and that's why we've got our community of clients that support each other and
share their journey together. And because it gets hard, it does get hard. So knowing that you're not the only one that's struggling and that there's more people trying to do that, it's a bit more helpful to stay more consistent.
Yeah.
Especially keeping each other accountable too.
Yeah. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for listening in.
Yes, we appreciate you all.
Yeah, don't forget to reach out to us on our Instagram page. It's at Achieve Performance Fitness.
Yep.
Or you can touch base on our Facebook page and keep up to date with all our latest news and updates.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks for listening to this episode. I'm sure this will definitely help or just create some clarity around expectations and what to expect for the beginning of your journey. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.